you will never be able to balance your life. Hey guys, welcome back to 5NothingHundredNothing.com. I am Fuggit! That stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Guys, I'm sure you've heard it all before. Work-life balance, having a balanced life, a good home life, a good romantic life, you know, finding balance in everything you're doing. But I have a question for you. Okay, let's say, let's use just an example, a doctor, right? Doctor has a nice home, nice retirement fund. He's revered and honored wherever he goes. The doctor's here, this and that, right? Have you seen doctors' schedules? Especially those that take a call, where they go in, you know, one weekend, or sometimes 2 weeks a month, 2 weekends a month, where they're on call, meaning that at any time during the night, the hospital can call them if they have an emergency surgery or whatever, right? And they got to go in. So if you think about the idea of being a doctor and how that is like respected, they don't have work-life balance, okay? Look at somebody who's a successful entrepreneur and listen to their stories of building their empire, and you'll see that either their social life, their home life, their whatever, right? It was all out of whack because they had a single focus, and that was success. Those late nights, those early mornings, the grind, getting things done, right? Because they were willing to sacrifice whatever they needed to sacrifice in order to have whatever it is that they're searching for, right? Whether it's a successful business, having financial freedom, whatever it is, there's a price tag associated with that. If you want to build a lean, sculpted body, you have to forgo partying, lack of sleep, eating foods you want to eat when you want to eat them, whatever you have a craving for, it doesn't matter. You know, you're going to be eating a certain way, a structured way, whatever that is, whatever form of calorie manipulation you're going to find, and you're going to be spending a considerable amount of time in a gym working out. You know, listen to movie stars when they get all buffed up for a movie role, and listen to what they did in preparation for the movie and how hard they worked. You know, you don't think they gave up something? Now, for them, you know, multi-million-dollar contract is very appealing. So, of course, and then of course it's captured forever on film, they've got a huge incentive to do it. If you're trying to get, you know, lean for the beach this summer, or for a wedding, or for a vacation, whatever, you know, it's not going to, number one, your incentive isn't as great as somebody who's doing it for, you know, extreme financial gain and fame, etc. But, you know, it's still there. You know, if you've got to find enough whys, like why it must be accomplished. And that throws work life, you know, the whole idea of a balanced life out the window. So you can, you know, get a job where it's like a 9 to 5. It's going to make you maybe middle class to upper middle class, and, you know, be home for the soccer games and for this and that. But inevitably, the late meetings, or if you end up having accounts overseas and you got to be up to take calls at 3, 4 in the morning, those things are going to happen, right? Or you end up with a loved one in the hospital, you know, or an elderly sick parent that has to move in with you temporarily, or you've got to go visit and go help them and whatever the case may be, right? Maybe a child with special needs. There's all kinds of things that throw this whole, you know, balanced life out of whack. And so if you're seeking to have a balanced life, in order to be happy, like I must have the balanced life and then I will be happy. I see it all the time, and I remember growing up, and I knew a lot of people that weren't happy because they didn't have their dream yet. And the thing is, anyone that you talk to that accomplishes their dreams, okay, has financial freedom, maybe built an empire, maybe have their dream job, whatever it is, almost all of them, I have found, will tell you that the journey was greater than the destination. It was in the chase of something that was it's romantic, right? It's like the comeback story, you know, of the person that's down and out, and then against all odds succeeds. That's why the movie ends after the good guy wins, because what else is there to tell you, you know? So it's like, what happens after that? Well, it wasn't good enough to put in the movie, right? Think about that for a minute. Think about that. I didn't even think about talking about that, but that's true. You know, the end. Like, okay, let's say, you know, Rocky Balboa. He's fighting for the belt. He wins the belt. And in the next 3 Rockies, all Rocky does is enjoy millions of dollars, and he's got Adrian, and he keeps winning and defending his belt and beating everybody up. Where is the fun in that, right? It's kind of boring. Wow, I think maybe that's why we like to see our celebrities fall. Number one, it makes them human to us, and then we don't feel so bad about our shortcomings or our failures, our sins, right? And, you know, you look at that, and then we like to see them make their comeback, right? Like Britney Spears, there's a good one. Tiger Woods, Mike Tyson. So it's always interesting. You guys got to think about those things, and that, you know, the chase to something and the sacrifice you make, that's life. That's everyday life stuff. And so you don't want to wait to be in this state of nirvana where everything is perfect and there's sunshine and rainbows everywhere, right? And puppy dogs. That doesn't exist. You'll have states of bliss, right? You'll have great moments in life. But overall, it's going to be a combination of a lot of different things, some ups and downs, and you've got to, you know, enjoy all of it in its totality. You know, years ago I watched a documentary, and I cannot find it for the life of me. And it's, I think it was something like The Science of Happiness. It used to be on Netflix. This is back in like 2011 to 2013 time frame. So if any of you can find that and put it in the comments, that would be awesome if you find it. But it's a documentary where the filmmaker went around the world and studied all the cultures of the world to find which culture was the happiest and why. Like, what did happiness, joy in a community, what were the commonalities? What were the things that made people happy? And they found if their basic needs were met, was one. If they felt a sense of community, you know, tribal, like church, or they had things that, you know, they shared and bonded over that made them, you know, a group, you know. And then there was the last one, and this is the biggest one, was the acceptance of all things in life, including death, sickness, loss, love, joy, pain, disappointment. The acceptance of that's part of life. It does not mean that you don't chase your dreams. It doesn't mean that you don't strive for a better life. You do, but it's in the striving, that's the secret. It's in the striving for it that you're going to find happiness, because you're moving towards a goal. You have hope. You know, when you lose hope, there's nothing left. So if you stay hopeful, you stay with great expectation, you get excited, you get motivated, and you press through issues. Number one, you get stronger. You'll find happiness in that, and you don't have to wait to be happy. You can be happy while you're pursuing. That's the secret. So balance, it's a sliding scale, guys. It goes up and down. It never stays stagnant. Life isn't like that. Life changes. Life, you lose, you grow, it changes, and then it keeps going. Change is the only constant. Like, share, subscribe.